Hey guys, MC Crawl here and welcome back. Today I got a surprise for you guys. Lately you guys have been seeing a lot of videos on animal breeding. Now there's a lot of different ones out there and they all work differently. Some are more compact than others. Some of them allow you to have instant gratification where you murder off the one of the breeding cows and then send your baby off into the collection unit. Well, as good as that might be, for me it causes a bit of uh, a bulkiness that I'm not looking for. I actually specifically built this for my piston house, and it's to be compact and to be extendable however I want. But I needed to make sure it was extendable only in one direction. So this is what I got, guys. This is my version of the breeding cell. Now, one thing you guys may notice, the difference between mine over most of them is that I only have one button. All of the ones out there that I've seen all have two buttons at least. One to call and then one to send. Now, having those two things is actually very important with the way the breeding cells are designed. If you don't do them in that specific order, then you actually cause issues down the line where you will have carts on top of each other, and you can't have that. So for specific reasons, you gotta have a call and then a send. So what I have here is when I press the button, it will call the cart. So you will stand right here, you will breed the animals, the baby will then fall down into the channel, lead off to where you want, and you know, off to the murder area, wherever you want to put it, and then you press the button again to send them off. Now, as you can see, they all move into position thereafter. You press it one more time and you call the next section. So it's a very quick process. The only thing is you have to wait for this cart to land on this section before you can call the next set of animals. So as you guys can see, you call it, you send it off, and then you can press it again once. And as you see there, I pressed it too soon, and what happened was these were not called in time, and then the power was shut off. So you got to be really careful. These have to be in position before you call them, otherwise this power will not be on long enough. Now when you have animals inside of these carts, this is not an issue you want to have, trust me, because then you have to somehow get them up there, and I don't know if pressing the button will work now because there's no solid block behind them to push them up. So you will have to like destroy these two blocks, somehow get them pushed back in or push them up manually, and it becomes a huge hassle, and every system is going to have that issue. I'm going to quickly explain how the cells work, and then I am going to do a tutorial. So as you guys can tell, they come in from the center and then they move outward. So you have one side rotating on the right and one side that rotates on the left. Very simple. I've pretty much only seen them where they've been paired up and then they go into a circle, kind of how I have over here. I was designing it and I just copied how someone else was doing it, and then it gave me the idea to do it this way. So this is how I have each breeding cell. I have some glass here, which you really don't need it here and here, you just need it in this one spot, but I'm making it look cool, so I put glass all the way around. You can even put solid blocks on these sides here if you wanted, and that would pretty much be all you need. I like glass panes because you can get 16 glass panes out of 6 glass, and yeah, so that's very material efficient. You need 2 transparent blocks right here. They do not need to be glass, they just need to have a transparency in the block so that the pigs do not get hurt when the carts are moved up. The carts have a bug that when they're going up, they can go diagonally through a block, even if it was a solid block. That's why we want to make sure it's a transparent block so that the animals do not get hurt while going through them. Now that's pretty short for each breeding cell. You just need the 2 blocks here. The cart will come up, slam into this, block, and then fall, and then rest and wait. Now the reason, I may not explain this, the reason why you need these cells, in a sense, is because when you log out, and I will show you this over here, when you log out, animals actually get out of the vehicles, or out of the minecarts. So I'm going to leave this one inside the cell that you guys see over there, and then this one I will just, and he's not even in the cart. See, that's another thing. Even if they're not in the cart over there, when the cart moves and you trigger it, they will automatically get put into the cart. So that shows you a perfect example as to what this creates. So I'm going to leave him there. I'm going to sit right on top of this mountain, and I'm going to log out. And as you can see, he jumped back in because he moved the cart, but for the most part they jump out of the cart and we'll just start walking off. So it's very important to have them in these cells. Now, this is a very, very efficient build. All of these tracks are very specifically timed. So, you know, you needed this exact amount of time to get over here, and you can't have them go too fast, and you can't have them go too slow. Right now I have them so that it will work with the carts and with the carts with the pigs. You guys may have noticed that there are some buttons placed here. These are actually so that I may move the cart onto the next cell. These are just a manual button, so if that is something you require, it's very simple to do. Just to show you what's going on here, I'm going to remove that cart, and then I will press this button. And then, as you saw, it just went right to its next cell. What's happening is that this button is powering that from above. So, okay guys, so I think we should get on with the tutorial. Alright guys, so the materials you will need to collect are the minecart, however many you are going to have for your cell, the rails, powered rails, detector rails, redstone torches, and repeaters. You also need some glass panes or glass or transparent blocks, and or glass panes. You also need a button, some building blocks, and a sticky piston, and 2 sticky pistons. So the first section we're going to build is the send and receive section. Wherever you want to start, we're going to build up a 2-high area, 2x6, and then we want to tear out a channel here in the center. This will be the collection area in which the animals will be carried out. Then we want to build out an area that is kind of like a triangle here. So you build that like so. And then you want to tear out these 2 center ones and place a piston in each one. You then want to fill in some of this, so we'll fill in these 3 blocks, and we'll put a half step, which I did not mention, in there, and we'll put it right here. This is just so that this area is concealed and the animals can see each other. Now we're also going to put a block here. This block is important because when you have your track set up here, the block forces the cart to move in a direction. So underneath that block you will want to put a redstone torch that will power the track. Okay, and you'll also want to put a button right on that block right there. Now on the other side, you'll need 4 powered rail going up, and then 1 regular rail on the top. Now off to the sides, you want to bring these out by 2 and then bring them down. Go ahead and match them up over here. We will put 1 track down here, and this will be brought up too. Now the track will come up and it will fall and land on this card. We'll do the same for this side. Just like so. And now on the top here, you want to put a block. Oops, wrong block. A solid block. And a piece of redstone. Now you have your working send and receive mechanism with your channel. Okay, so now we can run our track out. You want to just have the 1 power track here, and then on the same block area of the piston you want to put a detector rail, then 2 powered rail, then 1 regular rail. Do that for both sides. Whoops. Okay. Now we are set to start making our cells. This area right here will be considered 2 cells. This is 1 cell, and this is 2 cells. So let's go ahead and continue this on. We will need to put another minecart track here. Make a small triangle. And then put 2 regular rails up on the top. Alright, so this is now our second set of breeding cells. So we'll copy this on here. 3 up and then down to that one. Now we need to make now we need it to come around and into this section. Now the best way to line this up is to excuse the lag, is to place a rail parallel to these. Now we know where we are left off. Now you want to put a second rail right there. You want to build this up like so. Yeah, so. That was my son. And do the same here. Wait. Alright, oops, I misplaced that one. My son is distracting me. So, and place a torch on top of there to power those 2 rail independently. And continuing on, sorry about that guys, Ninja is now busy. Alright, so from this point, you want to go ahead and extend these out by 2. Then build this up as well. Now you guys can kind of see how they go. They go in and they fall into each section. And I guess he was not as distracted as I thought. What was that? What are you doing? Daddy's busy. What are you doing? Okay, as I was saying, this is a 4 cell. I was in the middle of something. Okay, I need some glass, I think. No. Okay, we're going to do the glass in a minute. I'm going to try to distract the ninja, take a nap, see what happens. As you can tell, he's semi-distracted at the moment. Okay, so now we have to deal with the wiring. So what we want to do with the wiring is this is already set. This is very simple. It's just this 1 piece of redstone which calls the cart in. Now when the cart is getting sent out, we use a detector rail here to detect when there is actually a cart being sent. So we're going to have the power come from the detector rail through here And then under here, and oh my god. Okay, and then, yeah, we just make a channel through here. It's actually quite simple. Put a piece here. Let's get some of this. Bring that in. We just bring it in here, and then right after this redstone, we need a repeater. We need a repeater. Okay. So then we stick, oh man, you know what? I forgot, I'm gonna need that too. Okay. So we put a repeater there, and right in front of the repeater we need to put a piece of redstone. And it needs to stay just like this. It needs to be a cross section repeater. What that's gonna do is it's gonna power these. Now, when a cart rolls over this, this being powered is completely unimportant. There isn't even going to be a cart in here. The carts that were there are now going to be on here. So that's good. That means there is no carts going to be sent into the section. So, but we need all of the other ones to be powered. So from here, we want the power to go into this powered rail and into this powered rail. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the power go like this. We're just going to put a repeater in facing in. So the power is going to go through this cross-section redstone into this sandstone block, and then into this repeater into there. So it'll power all of these. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now we want to do it along with these as well. But here's a little trick. We don't want to have too much of a delay when getting all the way to the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a block here, and we're going to put a redstone repeater right there and a redstone repeater right there. Now the reason we need to do this specifically like this is because if we try to put redstone here, it becomes a line. Even if we try to put a repeater right there, it becomes a line. So the easiest thing you do is just put a block there and then stick a repeater on the other side. Very easy. And then we put the second repeater there, and then a piece of redstone. Now this is not a big enough delay to cause any issues, so it's actually pretty good. And then we put a repeater here and a repeater there, and then that's all the wiring, guys. That is all the wiring you need for this entire unit. It's super compact and it's repeatable. So when you guys want to extend this out even further, this is just the last section that you need. So you just make as many of these cells right here, just like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make as many of these along the line as you want, and then you just place this section cap on the end. Pretty simple. Now, now we got to place the stoppers. So we need something to stop the cart from running off onto all of this other track. So we're just going to put 2 blocks of glass here, and that will now stop the cart. It'll stop here and then drop to the ground. That's exactly what we want. And we're going to do that with all of them. And you place it on the second powered rail. Oops. And you guys get a little tune from my son while you're waiting for this. Alright, so now we are pretty good here. Trying to think, is there anything else? I think that that's pretty much it, and now we just need to fill this up. Now this is a 4 cell, so we need 8 carts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now all cells should be full with carts. So when I go to call, I should be able to call one now. Oh! Well, it helps if, you know, I actually have a stopper in the front of this one. Alright, so let's get these here. You just need to put them right here. It's just the block right out in front of this section. That's all you need. Now I need to destroy these things. Ah! I knew it was going to happen. Alright, so let's load up one more set. And there they go. And now we can call. And now we have our first breeding animal, which obviously has no animals in it. We send that out. Now when you are loading this system up, and you guys do not have the full amount of animals, you still need to have carts in the system. So make sure you at least have empty carts in there to make sure to trigger all the events. So yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. I'm just going to put some staircases right here to pretty this sucker up. And voila. Alright, guys. One thing I almost forgot is you guys actually have to create the cell. Like the storage or the cage that they're in. You can use blocks here and here if you prefer. However, excuse me. However, I find that kind of gaudy and yeah, ugly. So I tend to not use that. I actually prefer using glass panes. Whoops. You only really need them there, but I don't like the way they look there, so I added some here and here. And now we've created the actual cell. I have completed it. Alright. If you guys like it, please do put a like on the video, comment, subscribe. It lets me know that you guys want more out of me. So, as always, guys, see you on the flip side.